Tuesday, you know how we do it. It's what we love to do. Flipping through pages of literature, outstanding pieces of writing by our Zimbabwean writers. Now, the book I have this morning is quite exciting. I know last week we were looking through Gabriel Mapfunde, his journey through polygamy. We will continue that series, but there's been a buzz that was happening in the last few weeks. You might have heard about this. Philip Chiangwa reportedly bid 100,000 on a book at a book launch. And we were curious to say, what is it about this book that would surely get even the likes of Philip Chiangwa a buzz? Well, this particular man is one you know much about. In fact, we played his music in this morning. In 2020, you might first have come across his book, Mindset is Everything. And it was about, $10 a copy? And since then, he's since gone and launched more exciting books. Shut Up and Make Money is something I think you might also have gotten wind of. Well, this morning, in 2026, there's something else he has been about. Now, you and I, as always, are going to flip through the books of these pages. The book that has had many outstanding voices bidding, like bidding wars, actually. And we want to figure out this morning, is this book really as good as the bidding has been? And for you being in Zimbabwe, using the word hustler term sometimes, what does Zimbabwe actually want from a hustler story, quite like the one you're going to hear this morning? Or we're going to hear all about this. He has built a personal brand on Shut Up and Make Money. No excuses, no complaining. And also, we want to extrapolate, just in case you haven't come across that, what that book serves to serve. I think I've already given it away this morning who we have. Mudiwa Hood is in the building. Icho.
Yeah.
Now, bid for 100,000 for your book before we even get far into this discussion. Wow, did you see that happening? Did you see that happening?
I didn't. Well, to be honest with you, I wasn't anticipating that we're gonna have a bidding war that will get it to $100,000 a copy. It's the God's grace. It's God's grace, and to be honest with you, I'm also still in shock. I'm still in shock.
You're still in shock. Wow. So here we are on the crunch. We do have a copy of the book, and you're going to find this book is opening up, as always, Mudiwa's themes about money, the value. In fact, maybe sometimes it's about the value more than the actual money in itself. I hope you're making sense. And we want to have a little bit more about that. Is money truly the root of all evil? And of course, when it comes to theology, he's one of the first few people to address this, and we're going to keep having more conversations around this. Mudiwa, it's so lovely to have you in studio.
Thank you for liking.
And having written this particular book. All right, we are going to get reading into this book. But firstly, how to make money in the shortest time possible.
Yes, definitely. So that you can understand where I'm coming from. I'll give you an example. I'm also trying, since our radio station goes even beyond the country, right, for those who are also listening on the internet, so that at least they can also relate. I'm going to break it down this way. If you are earning $20 an hour, you get $800 a week. In a month, you'll be earning $3,200 US dollars. Mm-hmm. In 12 months, you'll be earning $38,400. And if you're earning $38,400 yearly, because you're earning $3,200 a month, mm-hmm, you need 27 years to make $1 million.
Right.
Who has 27 years to work in order to make $1 million? So I'm simply saying that, personally, I don't have 27 years to work. So what do? I'm trying to make this $1 million in the shortest time possible. Mm-hmm. So I also introduced streams. Research says that for a person to be considered financially normal, I'm not talking about Minga, I'm not talking about rich people, I'm talking about financially normal, they need to have 7 sources of income. So my question is, have you mastered that art? Do you have 7 sources of income? The biggest tragedy that we have, especially in Africa, even in Zimbabwe here, everybody who's going to work is 2 months away from a financial crisis. Amai ngavarware, sekuru ngavarware, baba ngavarware, mari yongo akasevha yaya yakuenda kumahospitari, hondo yatotanga kana kuti wangodzingwa kubasa, hondo yaita se yatotanga. So in this book, I was trying to also bring insurance. where you need to defend your money. How you can best make money is also to defend it. Have you insured your money? By insurance, I'm not simply talking about insurance that you can actually pay every day. I'm simply saying coming up with tactics, coming up with other means that are protecting your money. How? Have other sources of income.
So we're going to be reading, as we always do, Shut Up and Make Money. And the chapter that particularly gripped me is one that's talking about limiting beliefs. And he comes through correcting a popular belief, money is the root of all evil, as I was saying, and is pointing out what the saying actually means about money in itself. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then he also brings in an example of a young man from Chitungwiza. Talk to us about Chitungwiza. I love how Vale was going on just now about how so if you don't have any Chitungwiza experiences, you haven't really lived.
You know what? I always tell people that. My greatest question for Lucky they'll probably ask is, who loves money more, a rich man or a poor man? That would be the question that people need to answer. And here's the honest truth. Kana uchirangarira kudhara taita kunzwa nyaya, we will probably hear stories where people are saying, sekuru apa vane shopu ka vanonzi vakachekeresa umwe mwana wavo vakatora musoro wacho kana kuti vakachekeresa vane mombe vakatora musoro wacho vakainyika kuseri kuti vatange kuita shop. That means originally this person didn't have money. So the love of money is actually affecting those who do not have money. So the Bible did not say money is the root of all evil. It says the love of money is the root of all evil. Now my question is, who loves money more, a rich man or a poor man? Now I'll give you an answer. For Lucky, if I'm actually to say, for Lucky, I'm giving you $10 million to walk half naked in town, you might compromise and say, no, I can't, my integrity. Trust me, I will walk. I don't have $10 million. Are we together?
Yeah.
But if we are to say the same thing to Mkuru Mazwa or Wikino, would you think for $10 million you would walk half naked?
He probably wouldn't.
He wouldn't, because he has the money.
Right.
So the love of money is the root of all evil, affects poor people because they do not have the money. So they are willing to do whatever it is. So the evil that God was saying to say the love of money is the root of evil, the evil is coming from a person who's willing to do anything for money. But those who have money, they're not willing to do anything because they have the money.
Yeah. Do you think a person can never have enough money to a point where they stop making their decisions based on money? Looking at even some of the examples you've given,
yes,
you see that their appetite gets bigger rather than less or diminishes.
Rich people have mastered what I call stay hungry. It's a principle. Don't linger too long at the table of success. The only way to enjoy another meal is to remain hungry.
Right.
So aukwanise kudya wakaguta. So a person with $10 million, the reason why they are looking for more money is because they have to. It's a principle within people who are rich. They are always motivated to earn more. They're always motivated to make more. So there's no way that they will feel like it's enough. We have Elon Musk, who has been reported to be worth 1.2 trillion. Are we together? But look, the guy hasn't retired. He's still going. Make more money. So I'll tell you the truth. Relaxation and taking a break and saying I have no money is a luxury for the poor. It's a luxury for a person with a poor mindset. I've always told people that if you want money, stop chasing after money. What should you do? Solve problems. That's how you make money. Every rich person you know in this life made money by solving a problem. I'll give you an example. We talk of Stripe Masiwa. We know about Econet. We know about EcoSure. We know about a lot of things. Let's talk about Elon Musk. We know about Tesla. Let's talk about Amazon. We know about Jeff Bezos, Amazon. So every rich person who has made money legitimately has solved problems one way or the other. So that's how you make money. So these people will definitely never get satisfied. Why? They've created systems that make money. I've always told people that if your business requires you to be there physically, you're not ready for money.
Right.
You have to create systems that operate independent of you. Right now, I have a security company. My guards are at work right now. So I've reached a level where I'm now making money whilst I'm sleeping.
So we often find, Mudiwa, a lot of writers, especially Zimbabweans, who are, and I'm not saying you're a motivation speaker, but who like to write a lot about motivation and money stories. Okay, they seem to have this big talk, but it doesn't quite tally with where they are at in life. They don't show up as some of the most credible speakers on the African continent, for example.
Yes.
But they have so much to say. Now, for you being able to write books on money,
yes,
is it all, again, theory, what you've read and what you've seen? You know, you're giving examples of well-documented experiences, or for you, it is truly a lived experience?
You know, if you doubt my advice, you should come to my house. If you come to my house, I talk to my house. I get to my house, open the door, turn on the lights, turn on the TV, switch off everything. Now, this is art, and this is science, this is technology that I've embraced such an extent that probably not many people have automated houses. So automation alone, it costs about over 100K. So these are things that you don't do if you don't have money. Now, what am I saying? I'm simply saying I've walked through the road and I've seen that it does work. So I feel I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm a transformational speaker. When I speak, I expect transformation
To happen.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's not just making you feel good. I expect people to then change their mindset, have what I call a paradigm shift. Somebody has to think differently now.
Got you.
Like, I'll give you an example. Probably you might beg to differ with what I'm trying to say, but it's not a joke. You know, hard work that is not within a system is a poverty script. You know, the world is not ready to embrace sweat systems. What am I saying? I'm saying wealth systems do not accommodate sweat systems. Nduguti nini, the world is not yet ready to reward sweat systems. Pese panozo dikitirwa pachibuda ziya stereke pari kubuda $10. But vakagara mumaoffice vakachila vachingoti, you know what, yes, you can move that money, $10 million, $15 million. So what I'm simply saying, I'm trying to say that from us, we need to move on from just hard work that is not within a blueprint into working smart. When I say hard work that is not within a blueprint, I'm simply saying that if you do not plan, you are planning to fail.
Okay.
There has to be a system, there has to be a structure, there has to be an organization within things that you're doing. You can't just say, I'm selling potatoes because I love to sell. Listen, you have to do market research. Who are your customers? Your place, how are you going to make profit in the business you are getting yourself into? Most people are starting boutiques just because they believe that it gets money, but they're going broke because there's no plan to it.
Yeah.
I started MH. And with MH, we are looking at a target market of people who have money. Listen, the quickest way to make money for Lucky is to sell expensive things to rich people.
Right.
Vasina mara vakava vanokunegotiata dzimwenguva vatobhadhara vakwereta hembe dzako. So ndikuti have a plan chicha uda kuita iwewe.
Yeah. That's interesting though, Mudiwa, because my experience would be people who have money are actually the hardest spenders because every dollar to them is a calculated risk. They will push that price down rather than just saying, oh, because I've got $1 million, I'm just going to spend it.
Don't sell them products, sell them value, sell them experience. So if they are not comfortable with wearing your product, if they don't feel good, the idea is emotions. We are selling emotions. Somebody feels good wearing MH and say, you know what? Because it's not all over. Are we together?
Yeah.
It's not all over. They're wearing brands because they're not all over. The reason why somebody feels good in a Rolls Royce, I'll tell you something. A Rolls Royce probably takes roughly about maybe 80 to 100 liters, probably in a few kilometers. You know, it's not fuel efficient, but the idea and the status that comes with it. Bigger brands are selling status, they're selling emotion, they're selling pride, something that somebody is not willing to say, you know, I'm proud for. But the car sells you the brand. You know, I had a song called Ndaita Mara Ndida Mara. There are some people who wanted to tell people that I have money. But they didn't want to say it themselves. What do? I sing a song for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It is Cafe Talk 100.4 FM Harara's Habit. We are going to be reading in a minute how to make money in the shortest time possible. Now, you may be listening in and I suspect you might have questions for Mudiwa just like I do. Well, I'm going to allow you to also come through 0719 100 404. So for me, I have a couple of chapters that have stood out to me. There's chapter 4, The Ripple Effect of Relationships on Personal Destiny. And the chapter before that one, which is also Breaking Free from Limiting Beliefs. So as you are listening in, I'm going to read and curious to hear what your thoughts are around what you're going to hear this morning on Capital 100.4 FM Harare's Habit. Before I start reading for the listener, Mudiwa, breaking free from limiting beliefs. Let's talk a little bit about that, because often there is a very fine line between belief and foolishness, right? No matter how much you believe you're Superman, if you jump from the 12th floor, Mudiwa, uchawa pasi pampashoni kana kutotsatika wotofa paya kana kutoremara.
Yes.
It has nothing to do with your belief. There are certain systems, like you said, that are there governing the way we live. Talk to us about that fine line of limiting beliefs, but also foolishness, Mudiwa, that might then be leading you rather than limiting beliefs.
You know, there's what you call psycho-cybernetic force. Psycho-cybernetic force is your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind operates like a computer. It's garbage in, garbage out. Now listen up. You are your thoughts. Are we together? The Bible says that as a man thinketh, so is he. What is it simply saying? It's simply saying that a person is his thoughts. And what makes these thoughts? What makes these thoughts is your environment. So you are an average of people you are spending time with. So, for Lucky, if you are spending your time with 5 broke people, trust me, you can't count. You are the 6th one. That's the honest truth. So my point is to say, don't expect a miracle being surrounded by people who also limit your beliefs. Are we together? So what happens with psycho-cybernetic force is that when I say psycho-cybernetic force is your subconscious mind, when you talk about psycho-cybernetic force, we are talking about, you know, when you talk about cybernetics, we're talking about machines. So machines are programmed such in a way that they operate in the way that the originator or the person who manufactured them is intending them to work. Are we together?
Right.
Now, so how our subconscious mind works is that whatever environment we expose ourselves to, everything that is within is what we get to believe. Are we together? So what people don't understand is that the greatest danger that they are doing to themselves is surrounding themselves with people who actually don't believe that you can actually make $1 million. Right. You can actually make this. So these limiting beliefs, they are passed on by friends, peer influence, a workplace, everybody, where people don't believe anything can actually happen or materialize if they do something. Listen up. I told people that do not pray for things that unbelievers are getting without praying or believing in your God. What am I simply saying? You cannot pray for money. Are we together? If others are making money without praying, do not pray for money. You pray for grace. After you pray for grace, making money now needs you to work hard. There shouldn't be a miracle to say, you know what, I've gone to the mountain to pray for money. Listen, you'll be so anointed and yet very poor. That's the fact. So what people need to understand about beliefs is that you need to open your heart and your mind. Change your mindset and believe that, you know what, there is no limiting factor. Listen, I came from Chitungiza. My dad was a bus driver. My mom was a housewife. But right now, I can probably tell you that the biggest retirement plan my parents made is to give birth to a person called Mudiwa Hood. Why? Right now, to retire them, bought them cars, make sure they're staying in a beautiful house, everything, this and that. That's what I actually pray. That, you know what, when parents give birth to children, if they teach them, I'll give you an example for Lucky. Do you remember the Proverbs 22 verse 6 that says that teach your child in the way he should grow, so that at least when he grows, he will not depart from it? Do you know what's funny? Parents, you see them teaching their children good manners, going to church and stuff like that. But that's not what the Bible says. Verse 7 says that the rich ruleth over the poor, the borrower is a servant to the lender. The Lord is expecting us to teach our children that the rich ruleth over the poor, the borrower is a servant. If you look into the verse, it actually says, teach your child, Proverbs 22 verse 6, it says, teach your child in the way he should go, so that when he grows, he will not depart from it. Verse 7 said, the rich ruleth over the poor. So what is it that we should teach our children? That the rich live for the poor, the borrower is a servant to the lender. You know what? Having your child growing or grow without understanding financial literacy is a disservice. You are actually being unfair to your kids.
Got you.
That's one thing we need to do. Yeah. So limiting beliefs are not things that just come for Lucky. Limiting beliefs are things that we grow with nature over time. You can actually grow to say, you know what, from Chitungiza Ngashike. Listen, I have a good example of a man who came from Chitungiza. Right now he owns a $40 million jet.
How do you define being rich?
You know, rich has got categories. There are people who are rich, there are people who are wealthy, and there are people who are super wealthy. You know, wealth, I would define it this way. Wealthy is having other things work for you without you working. That's wealth. That means a person has assets that work for them. Rich is, there is a level of effort that is needed from your side, but you're comfortable financially. That's being rich. But wealth now You have companies that are operating. I'll give you an example of a lady called Divine Lukula. She's a security company now with the figures. She's one of Dr. Divine Lukula. She's one of the most celebrated and successful women in Zimbabwe that we have. Why did I give an example? I also have a security company. But my point is to say she now has structures. She's now have systems that operate and give her money without her being involved in the company. Now, that's wealth. We go to Stripe Masiwa. Stripe Masiwa, there could be board meetings in all his companies, but he might not even be involved. But money is coming into his pocket.
Yeah.
Now, that's wealth. Okay. So rich now demands you to be there, here and there.
So when you look back into Ubuntu, right, where we come from, where you and I come from,
yes.
Chedu, well, how does the concept of being rich and wealth come in? Because this is that's not bank balance, right? That's not a security company.
Yes.
What do you think the essence of an African saying I'm rich, I'm wealthy would look like away from capitalism? Because it sounds like it's a very capitalist approach to life,
True.
which we've had to adopt.
Yes.
But if we were to put who we are at the center of our values about wealth and success, what do you think that look like?
You know, you have asked a very important question, Falake, but I want to be very honest with you. Falake, when we were colonized, these guys came. We were very rich. We had gold, we had all the minerals, we had our cows, we had cattle, we had all these animals. We're comfortable. A person, you know, somehow, probably our people never used to value much on land. That's why they were driven to reserves. Right. What did they do? They indoctrinated us to believing that, you know, being poor is being humble. That's what they taught us. If you are being poor, you're being humble. And, you know, that culture now was nurtured over years. Remember when I spoke about the environment, that environment shapes you. Yeah. So over years, we then has to believe that, you know what, being humble is, you know, right now it's very difficult to look at a person who's very rich and try to call them as a person who's humble. But no believer is also kuti kana sina mari, munhu ari humble. That's why you see kuti panenge madhara anenge kuchechi kunzi kamudhara akakamira boka nebhutsi yakatsemuka chichi, but kana anointing. You get what I'm trying to say? So at the end of the day, we have comfortably accommodated being not being so rich or not being rich associated with our culture and humility, to say that, you know what, if you don't have money, at least I'll tell you for lucky, I don't believe in gold diggers. A gold digger is a woman who is saying, enough of poverty. I want higher standards. I want a man who drives. I want a man with a jet. I want a man, regardless of me having worked, this is my demands. Listen, there is nothing wrong with having such demands. But the society has told us that, you know what, if you start demanding that, you're a gold digger. I don't believe in that. Listen up. If you're not the right target for that woman, just move away. Let them, those who have worked enough to make the money, attend to her. So at the end of the day, I am that person who is coming to correct the notion or the belief that we had back in the day, to say that culture yedu. Listen, we were people who they took our land. They drove us to reserves, and they expected us to be so comfortable whilst they are living better lives. They came in with the doctrine of saying that, you know what, it's okay to be poor as long as you fear God. Everything was taken away from us, and they left us with the gospel and the doctrine. Are we together? But now, listen, the light that God gave us is to say, you know what, we need to repossess our mindsets, repossess our land, repossess our things. Why? Land is our wealth as Zimbabweans. So at the end of the day, for me to write this book to say how to make money in the shortest, technically I'm simply asking you to change your mindset, to tell you that it can happen.
Okay.
Back in the day, people they didn't believe that you can actually make $1 million. They thought that it's probably for the white people. But guess what? We now have the biggest amount of black people with millionaires, probably in Africa, that we have in Zimbabwe. Yeah.
So than Nigeria and South Africa? Do you think that's possible? And Ghana?
I'll be very honest
Egypt?
with you. There are so many Zimbabweans with millions who are quiet, and I know them. I'll give you an example. You know what? You people, when you heard that Mudiwa's book was, people had to bid it for 100,000. There are people who paid 20,000, 15,000. I'm talking about a lot of them who were not mentioned, but is 20,000 a joke? It's not a joke. There are people with the real money, and they are quiet. You know, there are people they're not showy. They don't have the character of Mudiwa where whenever we see a crowd, we feel like, that's that moment.
Okay. So for somebody in Chitungwiza, before I get reading
Yes.
of the chapters that stood out to me, someone in Chitungwiza right now who is listening, how are they supposed to, how is this book supposed to work for them? Because they probably have no capital Mudiwa, they probably have no connections, they probably have no platform. Or is this for someone who already has those three things? Either you've got a capital, you've got the connections, and you've got some sort of platform. A kid who's never been to Harare, who's probably never heard of Mudiwa Hood, who's never had of a jet or any. How is this book supposed to work for that person?
You know what? This book is not for the rich. This book is those people who do not have money, because I'm actually teaching people to make money. Now listen up. Let me be very honest with you. The original word for capital is kaput, and it originated from the word capitalis in the Hebrew and the Greek. Are we together? What does it mean? It means the head. That's why you see capital city. It's the head of the government city. So bottom line, when a person says I do not have capital, they're simply saying that I do not have the brains to think about making money. Listen up. Money gravitates towards a good idea. If you do not have a good idea, and a good idea will fetch its own capital. Most people who are crying capital, they don't really have a good plan. I have to be very honest with you. In COVID, we had a pandemic. Do we agree? We had a pandemic. If whoever, even from Deure, from Tumbuktu or Brambinda, had thought about a cure, COVID, are you telling me that person was going to look for capital? Aziva kuti anayo cure COVID. Listen up. If you have a good idea, it will create its own demand, and it will also get its answers. So most people, they don't want to agree. The reason why sometimes you don't have capital is, the honest truth is, probably your idea is not good enough. Now, you've given me an example and asked me about a person in Chitungwiza. I grew up in Chitungwiza. I have one head, I have two hands, and I also have two legs, just like you. I'm not an exception. My dad was a bus driver, my mom was a housewife. Nothing. I read about people saying that when they grew up with money. Listen up. Ndakaendeswa kunyazura inini kunonzi kuchi ku boarding school inonzi nyazura. Taidya sadza nebeans Monday, Tuesday rice nebeans, Wednesday simple nebeans, Thursday sadza nebeans, Friday yanga iri sabata waigona choose between sadza nesemple but nechi nebeans. Taidya ndakasvika right now anditofarire beans. My point is to say that semunhu asina kukura achidya nyama runza ndakaita hasha nenhamo ndaita hasha nenhamo ndikugara kupi ndikugara kuchitungwiza kwekuti dzimwe nguva hatiti magetsi aenda tinoti magetsi anouya pozankarachi asiko. So my point is to say the environment has been the same even for me. So a person in Chitungwiza should not give excuses. For like, let me be very honest with you, if you keep on giving excuses, you'll be excused. Mulife munomuka amuna nguva yekuti munhu adedzere kuti ati inini ndobva kuchitungwiza bhuku iri ndirawana nemari because so listen up, this is the honest truth. The world can only do for you what it can do through you. If you are not willing to change, if you're not willing to move, nothing is going to move. I always tell people that if nothing changes, nothing changes.
All right, so I want us to read, because I'm looking at the time and I want the listener to have a feel of the book. I'm reading from chapter 5. Now, there's several chapters that we would love to... If we could actually do a series on this book, I think it would be great, right?
No, it would be great. It would be great.
Right?
My favorite is Money as an Address.
Chapter
it's interesting.
10. Yeah.
Money as an address.
So I want you to hold that and we're going to pick your thoughts, because there are nuggets in every single chapter, to be fair.
Yes, definitely.
And things that I want us to pick up without giving the book away necessarily, but, for us to start to have that coin drop in someone's ear. So let me just go through chapter 5. Breaking free from limiting beliefs. Many individuals unknowingly bind themselves with limiting beliefs that hinder financial potential. Often these beliefs stem from past experiences, societal norms, or the influence of those around them, especially social media friends or people in the comment section. In this chapter, I will explore how to identify and overcome these limiting beliefs. Additionally, I will provide practical strategies for reframing your thoughts about money, embracing risks, and recognizing opportunities that can lead to faster income growth. Number 1, recognizing limiting beliefs. Before you can break free from limiting beliefs, you must first identify them. Common narratives that hinder financial growth include the saying, money is the root of all evil, can lead to a negative perception of wealth and an incorrect belief that money is inherently bad. The actual biblical phrase states that the love of money is the root of all evil, emphasizing the importance of distinguishing between money itself and the emotions associated with it. A relevant question arises: who values more, a wealthy person or someone who is less affluent? For instance, if we were to ask a young man from Shtungwiza to walk around Joina City or Africa Mall without clothes for 5 minutes in exchange for 2 million, he may be inclined to accept the challenge. Conversely, if the same request were made to a multi-millionaire, for example, Brighton Punjab Motors, G6 or Fergie Avily, for the same amount of money, they will decline. And this is a no-brainer. I will never be good with money. An attitude of defeat can create a self-fulfilling prophecy where individuals fail to engage effectively with their finances. Wealth is for others, not me. Believing that financial success is only for a select few removes motivation and hope. Take a moment to reflect on your personal beliefs about money. Consider journaling these thoughts to visualize your mindset clearly. Number 2, the impact of association with broke individuals. The company we keep can significantly shape our beliefs and attitudes. Spending time with individuals who express defeatist viewpoints about money can reinforce our own limiting beliefs. Here are ways to understand this influence better. Peer influence. Friends and family play a crucial role in shaping our perceptions. If those around you believe that wealth is unattainable, it can lead you to subconsciously adopt that view. Fear of judgment. When pursuing financial goals, the fear of criticism from those who hold limiting beliefs can cause hesitation in taking risks. Number 3, strategies to challenge and reshape your beliefs. To break free from limiting beliefs, consider the following strategies. Identify and challenge your beliefs. Once you have written down your limiting beliefs, challenge them. Ask yourself, what evidence is there to support this belief? Is this belief based on facts or feelings? How would someone with a growth mindset view this situation? For example, if you believe money is scarce, reframe it by asking, how might it be possible to create new opportunities for income or investment? Surround yourself with positive influences. Hang around people whose baseline is your ceiling. Seek out individuals who have growth mindset regarding wealth. Engage in conversations with those who have successfully built their wealth. By doing this, you will start to see possibilities rather than limitations. We are reading this morning from How to Make Money in the Shortest Time Possible, and we've got the writer in studio, Mudiwa Hood, and we were going through one of my personal favorite chapters, chapter 5, talking about limiting beliefs. 0719 100 404. I wonder, as you are hearing this and reading with us, might you have limiting beliefs around money? 0719 100 404. Now, question, Mudiwa, as you are writing this book, I also see that you reference names, and I love this, names of people that we might recognize, like Brighton from Punjab. Did you then sit down with some of these people and actually follow their stories intimately, or for you it was from where they are at now?
No, I have actually gone through their stories. And most of the people that I actually put in the book, I know them personally. I'll give you an example. I'll talk about probably people like G6. I'm talking about people who go and spend probably 2 days and then they are back. The guy I'm talking about is a miner. And the apedza kumaina gold rake kune mina yantumazi gold ndiredu. Auna claim, auna license kumaina gold, but ukuti gold ndake. So this whole idea, let me tell you the truth. Zimbabwe has created a very conducive environment for people to actually make money. At the same time, it has also provided a very conducive environment for people to give an excuse. Kune mono arguta kuna magetsi, there's nothing I can do. Listen, we will definitely agree with you. But let me tell you the honest truth. During COVID, there are people who bought houses. During COVID, there are people who bought cars. During COVID, there are people who started companies. And during COVID also, there are people who kana vakura vazukuru vachabvunza kuti mbuya vamwe vachitenga dzimba maita sei. Anopindura kuti muzukuru tainatira. Yanga itori survival of the fittest. Taita sei tainatira. Vamwe vainatira vamwe vachita sei vachitenga dzimba. So bottom line, you are a product of a series of decisions you make over time. Are we together? So in this chapter, I'll be very honest with you. Family yako iwewe inona kukuudza kuti usati believe kuti mari vana nemari vese vanoona kuudza kuti vakaromba. So at the end of the day, iwo wakutochiko kuti you know what, ndakapinda mudhiri ndakafeira ndotanga kuzwanza handizogona. You know, there are fear factors, there's peer influence, and even family yaku influence kuti usate mari. So isusu manje, we had to break from all these beliefs. Tutanga believe what, you know, $1 million aisi mari yakawanda. $10 million inokwanza kuita sei kubatika. So from that thinking, that's when you start realizing that everything is possible for Lucky.
Wow. All right. So I need your help identifying some more typical personal beliefs you've seen Zimbabweans have about money. Because I think sometimes we don't even know how to identify what some of those beliefs look like.
You know, Zimbabweans actually believe that if a person is rich, either nimshonga, kana kuti wakaromba, kana kuti imbava. So the moment you start believing that muna nemari wese imbava wakaromba anemshonga, iwewe audu kunzi wakaromba, audu kunzi nemshonga, audu kunzi imbava. So technically you have ruled yourself out of the rich bracket. Auchafa wakaita sei wakaita mari because unobelieve kuti azviendeke azvisvikike vanhu vakasvika ikoko vanoti sei vane mushonga vakaromba. So ukaona iwewe usina mvura wambonzi wakaromba hausati wane mari. Aiwa hausati wane mari. Ukaona iwewe wakunzi hausati wane nyoka here, ane nyoka kumba kwake. The logic is ndopandati nini challenge these beliefs and tell me if they make sense. For Lucky, iwe unozwa unzi munhu ane nyoka ikurutsa mari. Nyoka ine mari ine masiru number ichirutswa nenyoka sei. So dzimwe dzenguva kupusa kwedu handizivi kuti chii chibalance here kana kuti chii chekuti tinobhiliva zvinhu zvakapusa kudaro kuti kune nyoka inonzi inorotsa mari. Listen, toenda kumakona kutaura hangu kuti practice yawe ichi because handiri kuzoshora practice. Toenda mumakona tobva tasangana vanhu machira obva akodza kuti ndoda kukuitisa $1 million. Iye haidiwo here $1 million iye. Munhu iye ari kukupinza mumachira obva kuti muzukuru bvisa $20 mombe kuti upe mari ndikupe mushonga. Listen, zvese izvi hazviitise mari. The only way to make money is either you are selling a product or you are selling a service. Those two things, only those two things. You're selling a product or you're selling a service. That's how you make money. All these other tricks and all these other things, they are noise. You hear me? They're noise.
Yeah.
So that's what I always want to tell people for Lucky. Kuti ma beliefs that nonzwa yaya kuti anzi kune munhu akaromba nenyoka inoti basi kurutsa masiru number. You know, gara pasi ubodzokera kuchikoro. Utangofunga kuti zvinoitika here zvikuitwa nemunhu kuti kune nyoka inonzi inobudisa. Ichi ari kubva kupi? Nyoka ikadya bepa inofa.
It is Cafe Talk 100.4 FM, Harare's Heartbeat. We're going to go to the news, but Mudiwa is not getting away with it just as yet. In fact, just after the news, we're just going to, because a lot of thoughts are coming in from the listener, we want to engage them. We also want to know, where do we get the book? Now, you do know, as Zim Papers, we do have a bookshop, Type of Crafters, and we're going to make sure that Mudiwa's book is in there so that you don't have to worry. All you have to do is walk down Sam Nioma and George Solindaga, how to make money in the shortest time possible. It's 10 o'clock, it's news time. Straight after the news, you and I will continue on this trajectory and picking up on what you were thinking about, you making money in the shortest time possible. Some of the thoughts that have come in, Mudiwa Shukanzitashi, Mudiwa tichaita mari. Zvikai Mudiwa antara unganudada, but chiri chokwadi zvirikupinda ibonzo monchaimo. We are taking notes. Where do I find the book? Okay, we're getting to that. Shukanzi, excuses are our greatest enemy. I concur with Mr. Mudiwa. Mudiwa is right in saying that a good idea attracts capital. I also believe that there are business ideas that need minimum capital. For example, at the end of the rainy season in March, I just decided to plant in my yard some tomato seeds with a bit of manure. The tomatoes have grown very well, now matured, and I'm actually harvesting for my own consumption. Now, tomatoes are selling for $1 for 4 medium size, and I imagine if I had planted many of them, I could have been raking in lots of money now. Sibusiso at Roslyn House comes in and says, I believe that mindset is very important. Without a paradigm shift, it's hard to break free from the poverty mindset. The Word of God says anything is possible for he who believes. So we need to believe. Like Mudiwa said, as a man thinketh, so is he. You need to see yourself as someone who can achieve everything you put your mind to. And surely you will find the way. God created us to succeed because he did not create failure. For like ndokumbirawo kuti undibvunzirewo kuna Mudiwa Hood kuti havaitewo here teaching classes abatsire vana vari kumageto who have got passion, talent, brilliant ideas, but we only think kuti without money we cannot do or start anything. Ina hangu ndiri musikana ane 22 years, ndine passion, my ideas akawanda, but I only think kuti without money you cannot do anything. Saka tokumbirawo kana paine teaching classes vagotibetseravo kuti tingaita sei, because handidi kunyepa. Nasi ndadzidza zvandasati ndambowa. This is coming from Marsha, listening in from Dema. Falake, welcome back. Had missed you. Thank you. Though it's cold, this conversation has woken a latent potential in me. This is coming from Tonderai, listening in Chapungu in Eastview.
Yes. Thank you very much, Falake. Falake, let me be very honest with you. I have an airline called Skystar Airline, right? I can fly you from Joburg to Dubai. I can fly you from Houston to Texas. I can fly you from New York to Japan. Falake, the honest truth is I don't have the jets. What do? I go to those who have jets. I tell them that I have the customers. I go to those I go to the customers and I tell them that I've got jets. So what did I master? I mastered what you call the connection game. Amwachi muno wati masondozi kana uti wakomana wandada mazino arapakati. How do you need capital kuti uite msondozi? Ndukuti nini dzimwe dzenguwa tine nungo dzekufunga dzekunzwisisa. Do you know kuti Falake kuti iwe uite middleman, uite madire pakati. My first business was printing. I did not have a printing machine, Falake. I went to those who print. And I told them that, you know what, I have customers. I had to look for when I don't printer wow. They so markup yangu. So ndukuti nine pacho pa osina mari. Pinda, look, I told you that I have got a private jet charter business. Altogether, I don't have the jets. But right now, probably, for like, I can make even $5,000 to $20,000. Ndirim office mangu. Just because ndalinka van. Falake, the biggest taxi company in the world is called Uber. Falake, Uber does not own any taxi. This is the biggest taxi company in the world. They don't own the taxis. But they are the biggest taxi company in the world. The biggest hoteling company in the world is called Airbnb. The biggest Amazon also you buy your products there. We talk about Google. It's a research center. If you go on Google, listen, I'll give you an example. If you go on Facebook, do you know that people think that Facebook is free? Facebook is not free. This is the honest truth. Where you are not paying, you are the product.
Right.
Facebook,
It's like radio.
So technically, what people don't understand is that garapasi udzapise pfungwa. Uti chi chanengaite chanengatange chisiri kuda chi chisiri kuda mari. Mudiwa ane private jet charter. Handiti? But zvane private jet charter hana kana ndege. But arikwanisa kungolinka vanhu. Right now unongo ne Facebook ine vanhu 5,000. Auna shama dzako dzakati ti advertise ronongo chingoti mahara. Uchamuka rini kuti ufunge kuti you know what? If you give me $10 I can advertise your product to my 5,000 friends. That's how you start creating capital yako, because this is the honest truth for Lucky. No one is coming to save you. No one is coming to give you capital. That's the reality. That's the honest truth.
So, Nyema Classy, I actually think you and us as Cafe Talk need to do something more.
Yes, I can offer myself for Lucky. I'll be very honest with you. If you create time where we can probably do business mentorship classes with Capital Radio, I can come. I don't trust me, I can come at free because I charge 2.5 for 30 minutes to speak. And one thing you need to understand, I'm not just a speaker who just came from Norway. I'm a PhD student with Chino University. I'm studying strategic management, doctorate in strategic management. I have a master's degree, first class in business management, MBA, finance, first class degree. So I'm not just somebody who just comes in to just speak. I'm speaking from things that I've also learned and things that I've also seen to say, you know what, these are the things that probably can be corrected. Maybe ndisatinda zamisa dongo tungonzusa chinwani. For Lucky, do you actually realize kuti amai vari kumusha vaneka munda kavo kakareba 600 square meters? Vanopinda mumunda vohaya vakomana vanovasakurira handiti vopatara $12. Vapedza izvo votenga mapadza, votenga voenda unotenga maseeds, vodyara, vonotenga fertilizer, handiti. Vapedza kudyara zvose votora chibage chavo vonogaisa, vobva wana 50 kg.
Right.
So Lucky, 50 kg, 10 kg kuti $6. Unokwanisa unotenga unotenga $6 5 $6. 6 times it should be 30, 6 times 5 inoita 30 handiti. $30 unokwanisa kutenga zvinhu zvese zvawapedza 4 months zvese uchitira kuda kuita. Otora munda wobva kuti mazi ndakuita poultry, ndakuchengeta huku pamunda wanga ndichiswera ndichitora 4 months ndichiita. Zvinhu zvese zvinoda munhu anovadzisa kuti chitange kufunga. Mutange kuzoti mazi, you know what, kare taingonzwa manikidzwa unzi ende munorima. Handisi kuti kurima kwakaipa, kune exercise, kune zvese, but sometimes izvo zvatiri kuita nguva yese ika tiri kudyiwa panguva, tiri kushandisa miri, tiri kushandisa nguva, tadyiwa panguva yese tiri kutaya kuuya ne50 kg yehupfu. 50 kg yehupfu yacho tikapinda mushopu yakatogaiwa kudhara tikuitenga $30, but iwe wabhadhara munhu $4 ari kusakura. Waitenga fertilizer, watenga chakati, watenga chichi D-component zvese, wamirira mvura yakuti inaye dzimwe nguva macrops haana kubuda, hauite uri kuzvistresa nezvizvo. Watadza here kupfuwa nguruve, watadza kupfuwa huku, watadza kupfuwa mombe. Wausi uchiita sezvi, upfu waita se watenga. Omboregedza kurima kamunda kadiki, asi kana une munda muhombe, rima unotengesera kuGNB. If you are doing it for commercial purposes, that would be advisable kana une munda muhombe. Unless uri kuda hako kungonakidzwa uchiwesta nguva, pandiri kuti nini sevanhu venyama hatina nguva pano panyika.
Yeah. So one thing that I also noticed about the book, you also make a very interesting comparison about relationships, and you also bring in romantic relationships into this book.
Yes.
How does romance come into making money?
For Lucky, ndoda utunzise chinhu wanichi. Kana une mari iwewe, une pfungwa dzinotsvaga mari, unogona kunororana nenhamo yekuti mupenyu wako huweseka haubudimo. Ndikutaura munhu asina mabeliefs aunawo iwayo. For Lucky, I'll be very honest with you, chinouraya confidence dzevarume vachibuda mudzimba kazhinji kacho vakadzi vavo. Murume anditanga udzwa kunzi hausi chinhu, uri kungoswera unosira basa hapana chauri kuuya nacho nyange achitraya. For Lucky, munhu anotanga kuruza confidence achitanga kubuda mumba make. Bonzwa, kana achibuda mumba make kuti azonosvika kubasa kwese kwako atoudzwa kunzi hausi chinhu. uruza mawedzi iwayo for like atopinda mundangariro dzake akutanga mubhidha now ndo akuita kubatsira kuti munhu aite limiting beliefs. Unoziva kuti mukadzi anokwanisa kukuudza zvese hausi chinhu hapana chavakaita unokundwa nana baba ningi competition for like the biggest competition in your life is who you were yesterday, not other people. Handikwanisa kuzvikompera nevamwe vanhu vese vachiti mayazi no uyu ane mota yakati no. Ask yourself nezurongo nefoni here kana wanayo, this is progress. You need to celebrate. The Bible says that they overcame the devil by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. That means that you also need to testify of the little things you are achieving. For like daungoti ningo kutsanangura mbichana in a short space of time. Muna nonzi Jesu ya kune vanoverenga Bible. Akanotsvaga disciples ake vaenda vasikoti 1. Ana usikoti 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Mama disciples angu ise. No. Papa disciples pake apatanga na munhu wemuri make papa. Akanoenda kuda Matthew because Jesu anoziva zvese. Matthew was a tax collector. Jesu aiziva kuti one day vachindibvunza zvetax. Vaenda kuna John and James anga nebot. Akadzivisa kuti one day ndichada bot. Akaenda kuna Judas Iscariot. Judas Iscariot was his treasurer, was his accountant. Vaenda kwaari vamboti Judas Iscariot wa disciple rangu ndiye aichengeta mari, ndiye ngari mubati wehoma. Vaenda kuna Peter was a fisherman. Aiziva kuti one day tichada fish. Anditi, trust me, muZimbabwe medu manje mune vamwe vanhu vekuti business partners avo the highest qualification is we grew up together. Unza takakura tese ndosaka ndiri business naye nowiranana. You are in trouble kana uchifunga zvakadaro nokuti the chief strategist who is Jesus Christ was strategic in choosing relationships. Iwewe unongonokumbana nezvese. Listen, ini ndino andiwanzofarira kuti vanhu veukama vari pamwe chete vaite business pamwe chete. Why? Munofanira kuita business munhu wekuti kana zvinhu zvakaoma munogona kusungisana. Munanzwisa kuti mayazi panapa tiri serious business. Manje veukama namai vakupindira wazosungisa mwana wako amai ningi. Trust me, business harifunge harifambe richienda kwakadaro ikoko.
That's such a great talking point, Yo, about families. When you think about some of the wealthiest ecosystems in the world, they're actually built on family. When you think of the Jews, isusu muno Zimbabwe ukaenda mazwanda ita zvokusona ukaenda downtown shinda kona nei vanenge vari vatinoti India generically, which they may be from Lebanon or Pakistan or Afghanistan, but we just call them Indians, right? For identification purposes. Waipinda imomo ari patil ndibaba ari kugadzisa stock mwana wa baba, then mwanakomana pacharoora achatamurora anenge ari mofuti mushop. It is typically a family business.
For like vana vakabatsirwa nemindset.
That's what I was going to ask. What makes them?
Ndakatora brother yangu andishandire for like ndomuona kudriver Mark X mangwana ndichishaya dzimwe mari dzangu para chindudza kuti ndikuwanira mari yangu kure. Manje ava aitangire kushanda mushopo vanogara vese vanavo. Ukaenda kudzimba dzavo vanotogara vese, mhuri ana mbuya vese vanogara munzvimbo dzese. Umwe ari kugara kuGlennon, umwe ari kugara kuGlenview, umwe ari kugara kubudiriro, umwe ari kugara Chitungwiza. Tise tinoshanda pamwe chete. Anditi pfungwa dzedu dzinosiyana. Folake dakutaura chokwadi, our greatest enemies kazhinji kacho havasingori vastrangers chete, mafamily members nevavakidzani vedu vatinokura navo. Folake hakuna chinhu chakandirwadza rimwe zuva ndapinda muimwe company, so handisida kuadvertisa company yacho, but it was a big supermarket. Munhu anopinda imomo folake otenga matomatoes nemaonyeni, anoziva iye kuti company iyi vane mari isingaite, haanegotiate, anotobhadhara mari yakakwana. Achingobuda panze pane amai vasina gumbo vari kutengesa the same things, odzati amai dhora madhura imimi ndikukupai 50 cents. So tiri ma-enemies ekuti iwewe uri kuziva kuti ndinegotiate omu handiti unobhadhara cash, but vane mari kupfuura amai vari kutrayawo. Unkutoona kuti vane mwana ari kuchema panapa, unova negotiatera matomasi waya yanga vachitengesa $6, unova negotiatera svika pa$4 kana pa$3. So at the end of the day, black community tinotanga kuita sei, totanga kudhonzerana. Folake zvakangofanira kunzi munhu aita mari, munhu anotanga kufambisa kuti une nyoka anogona atori brother yako. Andizive kuti imindset yatikufanira kuita sei kuchinja, ndo inozotanga kuunza
yeah. But where do you think that came from? Because when you again look back to who we were, Ubuntu I am because you are, then I am, right? I cannot be without you. Mamuka say, aiwa inda muka kana iwe wamukao. Where has that disjoint come in, where we no longer are one, we no longer move as a tribe? What's even maruziva kwa wataishataura paprazi isusu kwedu kwatinobva anti munhu unopowa pake, ukarora unopowa pako, wako mwana akaita, and you become your ecosystem. We were that connected. We're probably the most relational.
Jealousy is the biggest demon in Africa. Africa ine jealousy. Ruvengo area. So chinetika ndechekuti fulaki ndikakuona une mota iwewe ka. Kana ndiri amai veshamwari yako. Ndinoda kuti sei zvisiri kuitika kune mwana wangu. Ndosaka uchizoona vamwe vanhu vachizoenda kung'anga vachizoenda kudzimwe nguva kuti vabatsire uyu kuti maizi mwana wangu kuti zviitewo anofanira kunoti uyu afe. Tinobhilivha kuti isusu kubudirira kwangu ndikokuti uyu adonhe uyu ndokuti ndibudirire. So culture iyoyo takaigruma over time, but ndikuisa culture iyoyo yakanechwa futi nechikoro. For like inini ndiri kuchikoro inini, I'll be very honest with you. For like I'll be very honest with you so that you can understand. With all humility, I have money. Are we together? But ndiri kuchikoro. For like ndaiomberera vamwe vana pachinzi pane mwana wanaita number 1 pachikoro. So pachikoro paipa tikucreate a situation yekuti mwana 1 ari kunzi ndiakunda vese. But if you look in real life now, asiri the richest. Kune vana vamwe 10 wanga vane ma 95 but apiwa 98 ndiazita number 1. Chindiudza kuti mwana ane 95 uyo asina kuti number 1 antanga kufila se antanga kukunika kurwadziwa because pa create environment yokucelebrate mwana 1. So competition yakabva yapinda matiri kubva even kuchikoro kubva kudzimba wakundwa nemwana wamai ningo wakundwa nemai. Saka ndiri kuti biggest competition in your life is who you were yesterday. Mwana ari kuita homeschooling asina competition ka ane ma chances ekutsvaga mari nekuita lucky cup achidzwisa kuti you know what, inini I just need to walk within my path ndokuconcentrate path mangu ndinobudirira. So you realize kuti issue yese inozonobata kuzvinhu zvakawanda kuchikoro mudzimba even kumachechi kuna biggest give no celebrate vamwe apa 6000 zvakafanira pabhuku rangu parakatengwa 100,000 kune munhu akapa $5,000 handinamuona achinyorwa mumapepa but ndinonzwa atsitsi kuti but 5,000 akatotenga bhuku ne5,000 anonyorwa. So competition taicreata masystems ese taicreata masystems ese ndopatakuita maproblems ipapapa. Saka uchizoona kuti munhu anotanga kuita jealous.
Where can we get the book for today?
For today, you can come to Mudiwa Hood boutique, Kona Mazoe in Chinamano. There's a boutique there. Kana sto amboshuka kune boutique kanaka ndom kana wako omboshika pa Travel Plaza. Pane boutique, you get the book. The book, because it was bought for a lot of money, I had to reduce it. It's now only $20. Chet. And I'll make a plan. I've been reached out to by a lot of bookshops. So I'm promising people that by Friday, this book will be in so many bookshops, if not all.
All right. So couple last questions and we gotta let Mudiwa go. And like I did say, we will have a series. Take a listen.
Hello, my name. Thank you so much for inviting Mr. Mudiwa. Vane zvakawandisa zvekudzidzisa ende ndafara zvekuti kunzwa vachitaura nyaya yekuti vakakorera kuchitungisa. I didn't know about that. Tangoza kuti na Mr. Mudiwa pandasingazwa vakabva kuchitungisa and vakadzidza kwavaidya beans every day. Yeah. Zvikavadena kuti ndauda kudyawo nyama and vane zvakawandisa zvatichadzidza. Thank you so much for inviting me. And vataura nyaya yekuchikoro vanhu vakaoneka muenda letka yekuti kana wamubusiness chikoro hachisina basa but tadzidza kuti zvinofamba hand in hand. Kana uchichikwanisa chikoro ita at the same time uchita business azvoti kana wakuita chikoro uregedza business. Saka ndikufara zvisingaiti pane zvinhu zvakawanda zvandadzidza.
So I can see you are still sending in lots of questions, thoughts that are actually important that I think, we do need to unpick. Blood is thicker than water, you say. All right, we'll talk about this as well. Ataura chokwadi Mudiwa, panyaya yekufondoka mumunda, 150 kg inotengesa apo. Unenge waburitsa. Thank you Mudiwa. I don't agree on Mudiwa saying hakuna nyoka dzinorusa mari, but I strongly agree with elements ekuti at times small scale farming can be replaced nekungozvitengera your things. I still believe that family businesses can thrive if people have the same values and are honest. This is coming in from Ray. We're going to leave it here today, and I love how you're also coming in because, to be honest, this country, the same that we are all hoping for, cannot be built by anyone else but you and I. And that's why exchanging these notes, how to make money in the shortest time possible, might just make the difference between success and possible failure. Mudiwa Hood in studio. We're definitely going to make sure that we have a series around this book and nuggets towards wealth creation. Are you convinced that indeed we all can be rich, wealthy, and successful? And what are some of those limiting beliefs you might actually have about money?